All right, parents and guardians of AP chemistry students or AP chemists. This is just going to be a quick video debrief of things that I covered in parent teacher conferences. You're getting your very own video just like our students do. So, the first thing that I discussed with parents were quizzes and AP style grading. Now, I don't do big tests, I mostly do quizzes in AP chemistry, and it helps us save some time. Here is an example of one of our first AP chemistry quizzes I gave. And you'll see kind of on the right side here, I have something known as help questions. On all of my quizzes, I will always include more questions, which means more points than are required to get a 100%. So, for example, on this quiz, students could have earned up to 20 points, including those extra help questions. These help questions are review questions or things that students or topic students should know that they can need to bring with them into the AP exam. So, I always want to provide an opportunity for students to show me their cumulative knowledge without a way of hurting them. Now, I will grade everything as is, so like I won't have to worry about being like, "Oh, what is this percentage?" or trying to worry about giving students a point on something so their grade isn't so harmed. I just grade everything with a consistent scoring guideline for myself out of 20 points. And then I'll look at all of the scores that students are getting out of 20. And let's say, for example, out of all of my students, I notice that most of my students are getting a score of 14, aka that is known as a mode. Well, I'll keep that in mind that on this quiz, most of my students are getting 14, kind of like how the AP exam is graded. They look at what scores are most students getting, and then they assign that the highest score of 5. Well, I would do the same thing. I will assign that as the highest score of 100%. And then in Google Classroom, I will put their score out of all the 20 points, giving them feedback on everything that they completed, but then in my star, it will be scored out of 14, like the AP exam, like I mentioned. And again, on the AP exam, students do not need to earn all 100% of the points to get a 5. They need to earn a mode of points, aka what most of the world is earning on this AP exam to deserve a 5. So I wanted to grade and be consistent to help students learn how to show me what they know without being harmed if they forgot something. Because on the AP exam, you have to really show what you remember and know and focus on what you know and not dedicate the time to things that you don't remember in that moment. So, this is just a way for students to logistically learn how to take the AP exam. And it really benefits students. And they could use any extra points they earn. Let's say they earn more than the 14, they could use it towards lower quiz grades as kind of like recovery points, or they could use it towards any missing assignments so they can move on forward because we have to be done before the middle of April. If you have any further questions on quizzes and AP style grading, feel free to message me on this Parent Square post or speak to your AP chemist because they are aware. The next thing to talk about is I talked about this grading in a blog that I made for ChemEd Exchange. So if you are interested, you could head over to ChemEd Exchange and learn a little bit more detail about how I grade and that reasoning. The AP exam for sophomores and juniors is going to be May 22nd. It's the late exam. It will be at 8 in the morning. I opted to make sure that we have the late exam because the AP government exam is the same day as the original date. However, I am aware that May 22nd is after seniors leave. So seniors will be taking the original dated exam, and that will be on May 6th at 12 p.m. So again, if you're a sophomore or junior, sophomores, they'll have to take the AP government exam the same day as if it was the original date. So I moved it to May 22nd at 8 a.m., which gives us more time and I don't have to worry about students taking more than one AP exam at the same time. But seniors will be out of school by May 22nd, so I made sure that seniors will be taking the original early exam on May 6th at 12 p.m. We will make sure that we are done with content and reviewing by May 6th. So, speaking of reviewing, the last thing I wanted to mention is The AP exam is comprehensive. It's one of the toughest AP exams, and I wanted to make sure that students have a feel of the logistics and the type of questions and the style. And we are doing this every day in class, but we only get an hour, sadly. I wish I had more time. So I am offering up all of the Saturdays I have in April and the first 2 Saturdays in May to do some AP exam review. I will be in my classroom between 9 a.m. and maybe 1, 2 p.m. And option is if students would like to join me, I will do an intense practice exam. I'll give them a chance to try the multiple choice. We take a break. They do some short free response questions. I give them a break. I try and maybe feed them or give them a snack. And then we go over the answers and we review. I have found that if students attend these sessions, they feel more confident and do significantly better on the AP exam. Of course, Saturdays may not always be an option for everyone. So, as you'll see, I have my little emoji here. I will also be doing some practice exams on May 2nd and 3rd and May 16th and 17th in class. I also decided to not have a Saturday review session on May 18th to give all of us a break from, just relaxing before the AP exam. Of course, we will review before the May 22nd date, but just giving us a break one weekend. So that is all of the spiel that I gave to parents and guardians about AP chemistry. I talked about the grading, I talked about when the test is, and how I'm going to be offering some review sessions. If you have any other questions that come up, feel free to respond on this post or email me. I look forward to working with you and your AP chemist throughout the school year, and maybe I'll see you in the future.